What's the best way in treatment? It takes a lot of people on the team, a therapist like Hannah, a medical provider that can do the physical health, and then there's also co-occurring psychiatric disorders, and then a dietitian. So how do you get all those pieces lined up? How do you find those people, first of all? And how do you, well, we'll start there. How do you line all that treatment up?
I have specifically with dietitians, I have a list of dietitians that are eating disorder trained that I often refer people to. And I think there are like 6 on there. They go from like here in Kaysville down to South Salt Lake. And so I'll give that list to my clients or my clients' parents if it's a younger client. And I just kind of stress the importance of that. The fact that, like, yes, I can support you, like, in renourishing yourself, but I can't, like, speak to the scientific part of nourishment. So
It's great. I love that. Communicating with the whole team, keeping everyone involved. Why is that important to communicate with the team? What can happen, if you're not?
I don't know about you, but one of the biggest ones that I've seen is all of like the staff splitting.
Mhm.
So like, well, my dietitian told me that like my meal plan's fine, my weight's fine, my therapist said my eating disorder isn't that big of a deal. And then conversely going back to like the other, like there's just so many like gaps with eating disorder patients. And so you have to trust, if you're not communicating with the providers themselves, you have to take what's coming from the client.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, I think just like the complexity of them, right? Like, you know so much that I don't. And B, yeah, like, we might have a shared client and she tells you one thing and then me another. And so just making sure that everyone's on the same page, I think, is really important.
Yeah.
Something I've been found to be helpful when I communicate with other team members is like reporting like lab values, because I like to use like labs don't lie. It's like a good way to kind of hold the patient accountable, like for increased amylase if they're purging. Like that's usually solely an indicator of purging unless they're having pancreatitis, which usually isn't the case. So it's good to kind of communicate that when trying to get how their behaviors are right now, if they're under control or not, and then passing that information along to like the therapist or the nutritionist to talk about in their next meetings too, just so everyone can kind of be united front to tackle it.